Welcome, Beverly High School football fans, to MacDonald Stadium in Malden, Massachusetts, for this evening's game between the hometown Malden Golden Tornadoes and the Beverly High School Panthers. Both teams are 0-2. Beverly lost its first game to Lynn English, and a second game last week at Hurd Stadium to Gloucester, which was a very close game, seesawed back and forth. We'll be bringing you the play-by-play. This is BevCam. My name is Walt Kosmowski, and my cameraman is Mark Lehman, as always, and our fine producer, Robert Dokes. So we'll be getting ready here for the toss of the coin in a moment. It's a nice night out. It's warm. I think it's in the 70s, high 60s. But there is a little bit of gusting wind coming in, so that might affect the passing game. I think it's going to affect the running game, but it will affect the passing game. So we've got about a minute and 27 seconds to kick off. And the referees are going out to the middle of the field. And we should be seeing the captains for both teams going out to the middle of the field for the coin toss to determine who will kick off and who will receive. Both teams here are desperately looking for a win to get some air in their sails. I'm not sure of Malden and who they played. Let's see. Let me see if I can pick up. Number 4 is Rashad Moore. 52 is Matthew Figueredo. I think that's, can't tell, 75 or 79. Brendan Bell or Evan Heon, 79 it looks like. And for Beverly, we have Bobby Adams, who is starting his first game. He was injured, had a back injury the first 2 games, so he didn't play. And we also have Clayton McAlpine and Ryan Bearer, which I don't see Ryan out there, but I do see Pat Parsons. So yeah, Bobby Adams should be a definite boost for the teams. He was out with an injury. He's a captain, senior. Goes both ways, 6'3", 225. Good athlete. So okay. So I'm being told by my producer that Malden lost last week to Lynn Classical by a score of 41-8. So first indication here, we'll break here for the national anthem, and we'll be right back after the national anthem. So we'll have the kickoff in a second here. Beverly needs to put together two good halves. In the English game, they had a good one half, and then they just couldn't seem to do it in the second half. They allowed English to convert a lot of long yardage and third down, fourth down, and same thing against Gloucester. They were up 10-0 at the half, and their defense in the second half was just stayed on the field too long, and I think they only had about 4 yards passing in that whole game, and given what happened in the first game, where Duncan Moreland had a monster game, 6 catches, 130 yards. They have a lot of good receivers, a lot of good skill players on that team. So we'll see what happens tonight. Joey Loretti, number 45, kicks it off for Beverly. So the ball is at the 40-yard line. And we're here at MacDonald Stadium in Malden. And Loretti kicks it off. And it's a long kick down to the, and it goes through the end zone, and it'll be brought out to the 20-yard line. Looked like the up man was leaving it for the back, second back, and he just let it go by him. So the Malden Golden Tornadoes will take over 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. I'm going to see if I can get a read on some of these numbers. It's the lighting here is such that it reflects off these. They've got golden numbers on their jerseys, and it's kind of hard to see what. But I'll see if I can pick up these numbers. So it looks like number 9 is the quarterback, Justin Nortilis. So they come out, they have 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 wide receivers to the right, and the quarterback is in the shotgun. And there's a throw, and it's complete and close to the first down. I'm sorry, they start on their 25-yard line. So it's a 5-yard gain out to the 30-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Golden Tornadoes. Again, they show 2 wideouts to the left, 2 wideouts to the right. I'll try to get their names here in a little bit as soon as I can adjust my eyes to these lights. Again, quarterback is in the shotgun. He's motioning over to one of his backs. Taking a lot of time in this. And looks like quarterback is having some difficulty. I don't know. Oh, and it looks like Malden is calling a timeout. A little bit of confusion on the part of the quarterback there with what was happening, how his players were positioned. So Malden is coming out like they're going to be throwing here a lot. They had 2 men wide out right, 2 men wide out left, and the quarterback in the shotgun. That last play was just the receiver just backed up a few steps, and the quarterback threw it out in the flat. And it's a quarterback keeper, and he's out to about the 41, 42-yard line. Nice run there by the quarterback, Justin Nortilis. So the Golden Tornadoes have a 1st and 10 on their own 41-yard line. And Malden comes out. Number 4 is Rashid Moore here on the right-hand side, wide receiver. And so they give it to the back, and he's smothered in the backfield for about a 4-yard loss back at about the 37-yard line. Boy, they gave him about 2 extra yards on that. He never got that far. He was stopped in the backfield. Well, anyway, so it'll be a 2nd down and 12 for the Golden Tornadoes. So again, the Golden Tornadoes show those 2 wideouts on either side. and it looks like it's a flip. The quarterback looked like he was going to keep, and he flipped the ball back, and no gain on that, maybe a yard loss. And well, they're showing him no gain, but I don't even think he got that close. Anyway, it'll be a 3rd and 12 on the 39-yard line for the Golden Tornadoes. So these are the kinds of downs that Beverly has. In the first 2 games, they were not good at defensing. So let's see if they can convert, make a stop here, and force a punt by Malden. And no, and it looks like the ball is picked off by Beverly, and it looked like number 54. That was Braden Pratt. Tell you the truth, it must have bounced off the receiver and was picked off by Braden Pratt, number 54. So Beverly will come out with a good field position here down on the 37-yard line of the Golden Tornadoes. Quarterback is Ryan Bearer. He's got 2 men wide out right there. That would be Duncan Moreland and Parsons, Pat Parsons. And it's a fake to the fullback, and Ryan Bearer keeps it himself, about a 6 or 7 yard gain down to about the 31, 32 yard line. The refs are positioning at about the 32, so it'll be about a 2nd down and 4 for Beverly. 2nd down maybe in 5. So that time they had the wide man in motion to the left, and there's a fake pitch to McAlpine, and then Ryan Bearer took it around the right end. So now they've got, and this is a pitch to McAlpine, and McAlpine dives down to about the 30-yard line. Or what, is it a fumble? Looks like a fumble. No, what are they calling? No, they're not calling it a fumble. So it's a 3rd down and 4 for Beverly. Clayton McAlpine tried to get around the left end, but was unsuccessful. So it's a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, let's say, for the Beverly Panthers down on the 31-yard line of the Golden Tornadoes. So we heard that Clayton McAlpine just committed to Bryant University, and that was number 44, Marge Malumba. There's Paul Malumba and Marge Malumba down to the 26-yard line of Malden, and that sets up a 1st down and 10 for Beverly. I have to apologize. The lights here are glaring. They're right in my eyes, and I'm having a hard time seeing the numbers on the players. But they have Marge Malumba in the backfield, and he fumbles the ball. So the ball was fumbled on the exchange there by Ryan Bearer. He picked up the ball and he brought it back almost to the right about to the line of scrimmage. Where are they going to spot the ball? They're spotting it right at the 41. So I'm sorry, at the 26-yard line. So it's a 2nd down and 10 for Beverly. Ryan Bearer hasn't thrown a pass yet. It's all been running. He's had a keeper and he's had a couple different running backs. And they got 2 wideouts way out, and it's a give to McAlpine up the middle, and McAlpine slams down to about the 20-yard line, so it'll be about a 3rd and 3 for Beverly. Clayton McAlpine on the very first play of the game for Beverly against Gloucester ran 63 yards for a touchdown. He just got through the line of scrimmage, and then we just got to the linebackers, and it was just nobody there, and then it was a foot race. So we have Pat Parsons wide out to the left. And there's another give to McAlpine. And McAlpine looks like he's going in for the score. And it's a touchdown for Beverly. So Beverly draws first blood here with 5 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first quarter. And Beverly leads 6-0. That was off the left side. There's some nice blocking for McAlpine. He had a nice hole to go through. So Beverly is able to score on their first possession of the game, and Joey Loretti, who is very accurate, has a good foot, good accurate, and strong kicker, lines up for the extra point, and it's up and it's good. And so the Beverly Panthers, with 5 minutes 10 seconds left in the first quarter, lead the Golden Tornadoes of Malden 7-0. So Beverly scored there, and they didn't throw a single pass. I'm in the up here in the press box, and I can't feel any wind. It doesn't seem to be windy out there, but when we were on the field before the game started, there were gusts of wind coming in, swirling kind of gusty winds, so that passes might, have a tendency not to be on target. So Joey Loretti will get ready to tease the ball up, and gets the ball from the referee, gets ready to kick off to Malden again. And Malden has 2 men back on about their 5-yard line, and there's a great kick. Oh, and he takes it on about, he fumbles the ball on about that 2-yard line, and he's smothered at about the 6 or 7-yard line. So Beverly, on that kickoff, he was kind of muffed there by the receiver. He fumbled, was trying to grab the handle there around the 2-3 yard line, and it was hit almost immediately as he started upfield. So Malden will start with very poor field position down on their own. Where's the referee going to mark the ball? 7-yard line. So it's first down and 10 for Malden at their own 7-yard line. And Malden again comes out with 2 receivers wide left. Well, they got the left side, the wide side of the field. They've got 2. Oh, my producer Robert Dokes is telling me that it is really windy. And and there's flags. Yeah, that was a pass over the middle, and the Beverly defensive man had the Malden player wrapped up. There's no reason for that. You got them down on their own 6-yard line. So Beverly, with that penalty, lets them get out of a very deep spot here in their own end of the field. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. So with that penalty, that was a 14-yard advance for the Golden Tornadoes. And they come out again with 2 wide out on the left and right. The quarterback is getting ready to throw, and he's throwing a long pass to, and it's going to be intercepted again by Beverly at number 44. And he's running, and beautiful, down to the 10-yard, no. Down to the 10-yard line, no, he wasn't tackled there. Might have been a touchdown. Marge Malumba is number 44. Might have been okay, there's a flag on about the 18-yard line. It was thrown during the run back after the interception. So looks like an illegal block against Beverly. So that'll bring the ball back to about the 30-yard line. But they have possession of the ball now. That was a nifty piece of running by Marge Malumba after he when he came down with the ball, he was wrapped up in the arms of the Malden receiver, and he just wouldn't go down. He kept fighting and shaking off, and then he had some very nice shifty moves getting downfield. But there was looked like a block in the back, and Beverly will be moved back to where are they putting the ball? They're putting the ball on the 29-yard line of the Golden Tornadoes. At 4 minutes and 33 seconds left in the first quarter. Beverly's leading 7-0. They have Pat Parsons wide out left, Duncan Moreland on the right, and Clayton McAlpine in back of the quarterback. And it's a pitch back to McAlpine. He stiff arms the first man, and he stays up, and he takes it down to about the 25-yard line, 24-yard line, where he's pushed out of bounds. And it's at it's about the 24-yard line, and it looks like a timeout. Looks like a referee. No. Okay, I think there's a player down. I couldn't see here because he's right in front of the players, the Malden players they're standing on the sideline. But I can see now number 4 is down. He's down on his knee. So Clayton McAlpine with that 5-yard run will give Beverly a 2nd and 5 on the Tornadoes' 24-yard line. 4 minutes and 12 seconds left here in the first quarter. And it looks like number 4 is back up on his feet. And so Beverly quarterback Ryan Burrower will beat him out. He usually has Pat Parsons and Duncan Moreland out as wide receivers. Parsons very often goes in motion. So he's got Moreland out wide to the right, Parsons to the left. And Moreland in motion. And it's a reverse to Moreland. And Moreland all the way untouched. Duncan Moreland, beautiful play, untouched for the touchdown. And Beverly goes up 13-0. They faked it to the right side to Clayton McAlpine, and gave it to Duncan Moreland, who is a very gifted runner and receiver, very athletic young man. And he takes it in for a Beverly touchdown. He was untouched. No one laid a hand on him. And so Joey Moretti is lining up for the point after touchdown. And there's the snap, and there's the kick, and it's good. No, it's not good. Oh no, it was waving. I think the Malden was offside. I think they rushed a little early, from what I could see. But we'll see what the refs have to say here. Yeah, that's what it is. So they'll get to kick this over again. Now they seem to be stacking the left side as Beverly's looking at them. They've got the bulk of their people over there to try to get the block. So 3 minutes and 33 seconds. What's going on here now? The Beverly is going off this. There seems to be some confusion on the part of Beverly as to what's happening. So is the referee? Okay, so the ball is on the 2-yard line, and they're still going to go for the kick rather than they're going to eschew the 2-point conversion. So Joey Moretti, and it's ball's down, and it's kicked, and it hits the goalpost and bounces back. So with that missed extra point conversion, Beverly leads 13-0 with 3:33 left in the first quarter. So Beverly has looked pretty good here. They haven't thrown a pass yet, and I'm being told by my producer, Robert Dokes, that it is very windy on the field. So that may be why they're eschewing the pass at this juncture. Trying to throw the ball in kind of a gusting, swirling wind. You never know where it's going to end up. Your receivers could be running great routes, and you could throw a great pass, but the wind will just take it on its own trajectory. So Joey Loretti, for the third time tonight, will kick off for Beverly. And I think, is that number 1, Sean Stout, I have as a deep back, and I can't tell the numbers really because these, and number 5 is Jerry Merville, and he takes it on about the goal line, and he's out to about the 23-yard line. So the Golden Tornadoes will take over 1st and 10 on their own 23-yard line. And Malden's quarterback is number 9, Justin Nortelus. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Nortelus. Nortelus. So now they've got a tight formation. Now they have one wide man, lonely end out on the left side. And it's a long count, and the quarterback is rolling, and he's out to about the 29-yard line for about a 6-yard gain. See where they mark it. Or maybe, I don't know, it's not quite that far, maybe about the 27-yard line. So it'll be a 2nd and about 6 for Malden. They've got to get up to their own about 33-yard line. So they have about six to go. So it's the quarterback that time rolled out to the right and had the back look like he was looking for an option to either keep it or pitch it to the man in back of him. And again, they come out with that same formation as the last play. And it's a pass, and and he's sacked at about the 21 yard line. So it'll be a 3rd and about 11 for the Golden. The ball is down on the 22-yard line. So that was a loss of about 5 on that play. And it's about a 3rd and 11 for the Golden Tornadoes down on their own 22-yard line. So Beverly has Ryan Barroa, the quarterback, Dan Morency in the backfield, Duncan Moreland, and Serge Malumba. And he's sacked at about the 13-yard line or so. The quarterback is sacked, so it'll be a 4th and about 20 for. Now the ball is marked on the 15-yard line, so they'll be forced to punt. And it's a 4th and about 18. And we've got Dan Morency and Pat Parsons, and he gets the ball and he breaks a tackle, bounces off the first man, and yeah, he took that ball on the run very aggressively, and Beverly will take over 1st and 10 on the 33-yard line of the Golden Tornadoes. Yeah, that was quite a nice play. If he wouldn't have been hit by that first man, he had quite a burst of speed there. He could have snuck through, but in any event, Beverly has been fortunate now in getting good field position. They've taken possession of the ball deep in Golden Tornado territory on all 3 of their possessions. So they've scored on their first 2 possessions. This is their 3rd possession. 1 minute and 44 seconds left in the first half, and there's a timeout called by Malden. So it's been all Beverly so far here in the first quarter. Malden came out throwing. They had a couple of completions, but they really couldn't move the ball. So Pat Parsons wide left. They've got Duncan Moreland in motion to the left, and it's a naked reverse here to by Ryan Barrower. He faked it to Clayton McAlpine, and he tried to run around in, but then he cut the ball back in when he saw that there was pursuit, and he didn't get much, about a 1 yard gain or so. So the ball's on the 32-yard line of the Golden Tornadoes, and Beverly will have a 2nd and 9 at that spot. The orange line goes right by the stadium here, right in back of the bleachers, and it's a give, and it's a give there to Duncan Moreland, and he gets it down to about the 30, not much of a gain. So it's about a 3rd and 7 for Beverly. As I say, they haven't thrown a pass yet in this game. They're keeping it on the ground. There's probably two down territory here. They certainly won't kick if they don't convert here on 3rd down and go for it on 4th. So it's a 3rd and about 7 for Beverly. Pat Parsons wide left, Duncan Moreland wide right, and Clayton McAlpine in back, and Pat Parsons. And it's a keeper by the quarterback, and he cuts back in, and he gets another block, and he breaks through. It looked like he was down, but he broke through the tacklers. It looked like he was surrounded by defensive men, and just miraculously popped through on the other end. So with that run, that brings the first quarter to a close with the score Beverly 19 and Malden 0. So Beverly will try now for the point after touchdown. And Joey Loretti, the kicker, and there's the snap, this put, and it's good. So Beverly leads at the end of the first quarter. Beverly leads by 22-0 against the Golden Tornadoes of Malden. So finally, Beverly is, this is their 3rd game of the season. As I mentioned earlier, they are 0-2, and they are desperately looking for a win. They had just a agonizing loss to Gloucester last week, where they could have won that game. That just changes swings and momentum, incredible swings and momentum during that game. And we're here at MacDonald Stadium in Malden. It's actually a warm night. I took off my outer rain jacket and my sweatshirt, and I'm very comfortable here. As we say, it's a little windy. And so Beverly will kick off again. Joey Loretti, number 45. And the Malden deep men are down around their 10-yard line. And there's the kick, and it's taken at about the 11 on the run, and he stopped immediately at about the 22-yard line by the first man that met him. It was a nice clean tackle by that first Beverly defender. So Malden will take over on their own 21-yard line about. Let's see where the refs spot the ball. And yeah, so closer to the 22. So let's say the 22-yard line. And we're just underway here in the second quarter at MacDonald Field. And Malden comes out. They have a single man out wide left, and he's covered by Ryan Barrower, number 11, the Beverly quarterback, and it's a give up the middle, and a big stack of players right in the middle of the field. maybe a yard, maybe two, not quite up to the 25-yard line. Where are they going to spot the ball? So they spot the ball. They spot the ball. I thought he made a little more than that, but I guess I was wrong. So the ball's still at the 23-yard line. So there's a gain of 1 on that play. The clock is running with 10 minutes, 25 seconds left in the second quarter. So second and long here for the Golden Tornadoes. And it's a tight formation. They have no wide men, and it's a give to, and he gets to about the 25, maybe 26-yard line. There they just bunched everybody in. They just put all the beef in the middle and tried to push it through. But it's a third down and about 7 for the Golden Tornadoes at their own, just over their own 25-yard line, about the 26. So they've got to get out to their own 32, 33 yard line. 9 minutes, 27 seconds. The clock is running here in the second period. So it looks like number 11, Rito Montuna, is wide to the left here. They've got 2 men wide. Actually, they got 3 men stacked up on the right side. Oh, and the quarterback, the snap was over the quarterback's head, and he was lucky to pounce on the ball. The Beverly defenders were just all over that. So it'll be a fourth down and about 14 for Malden on about their own 19-yard line. So with this punt, looks like Beverly will take over again in very good field position. They've got Pat Parsons and Dan Morency at about midfield. The punter is at about his 7-yard line, and there's a kick. It's a short, high kick, and it was Pat Parsons, and he gets it down to about the 35-yard line. So again, Beverly with excellent field position, as they have each of their 3 other possessions. They've scored on each of their 3 possessions previously, and now they've got excellent field position at the I guess they mark it at about the 36-yard line of the Golden Tornadoes. So we've got 8 minutes, 19 seconds here left in the second quarter. And so the referee puts the ball in play, blows his whistle. Beverly lines up. Ryan Barrer gives the signals, and there hasn't been a single pass yet. The Beverly in the first game of the year just came out gunning and passing. And it's a give to McAlpine over the left tackle, and he gains about 2 or 3 yards down to about the 34-yard line. So let's call it second and about 8 for Beverly. 8 minutes left in the half. Clock is running. So Beverly comes out, and they got McAlpine behind the quarterback, Ryan Barrer, and Duncan Moreland is, and it's a pitch to McAlpine, and he's, oh, come on, that's a penalty. He didn't have to jump. Yeah, the referee's going to call a penalty. That was Malumba. Sorry, my mistake. That was Marge Malumba, but he was down, and the two Malden players just jumped on him, which there was no need for that. He was already down. But again, they couldn't curb their enthusiasm. You know, you can't blame a guy for wanting to play. But in that case, so it looks like this might give the Beverly Panthers a first down, because it looks like a 15-yard illegal roughness, unnecessary roughness. So that'll take the ball down to the 25, and 24-yard line. So Beverly will have a first down and 10 on the 24-yard line. Yeah, that time they had, instead of Clayton McAlpine behind the quarterback, they had Marge Malumba. And they've got Duncan Moreland wide to the right, Pat Parsons wide to the left, Clayton McAlpine behind the quarterback, Ryan Barrour. And there's the first pass of the game. Oh, and it's thrown out and it's dropped by the receiver. But I think the Golden Tornadoes had that one figured out. He was surrounded by defenders. That might have been even a loss if he would have caught it. I think he would have been swallowed up by those Malden defensive backs. So it's a second down and 10 for Beverly on the 24-yard line of the Golden Tornadoes. So second and 10 on the 24-yard line. Taking a long time in the huddle here. Clock is stopped with 6 minutes, 57 seconds on that incomplete pass. And they got two men wide out to the right, and it's up the middle and gained about 5 yards, maybe 6 yards, crossed over the 20, I believe, and that was Marge Malumba, and he crossed over the 20-yard line down to about the 19. They're going to place it, see where the referees place the ball, about the 19-yard line. So be third and about 5. They've got to get down to the 14-yard line. This is Beverly's fourth possession of the game. 6 minutes, 26 seconds, the clock running. And we got Marge Malumba and Clayton McAlpine behind, and it's a give to the second man, Marge Malumba, and he's down across the 15-yard line, and I believe he made the first down. He got to get just over the 15, and I think he clearly made that. So they're marking it, saying it's a fourth down. So it looks like the ball is just a foot short here, not even that. I'm surprised. It looks like the ball is near the hash mark, and the chains are not even to that hash mark. I'm kind of surprised. But anyway, this might be a keeper by. And he moves the whole pile forward. So they made that first down. So it'll be first and 10 at about the 11-yard line, something like that. And there's a Beverly player down. He's slow getting up. And that that looks like Caden Hale. Caden Hale, a little slow getting up. Oh, they're gonna bring out the. No. Let's go. So there's an injury timeout here on the field. Beverly has the ball now, first and 10 on the Tornadoes' 12-yard line. There are 5 minutes, 20 seconds left in the half. And Beverly Panthers are leading the Golden Tornadoes of Malden 22-0. And it looks like the injured man is being helped off the field. Caden Hale. Yeah, he's limping. Looks like he's favoring that that left foot. Looks like some sort of an ankle injury. Hope he's okay. Maybe it's just a slight sprain or twist. I hate to see these athletes get these injuries. They play hard and want to do their best. So Beverly started their drive on the 33-yard line. They're down to the 12-yard line, first and 10. They can actually make a first down without scoring a touchdown. And it's a fake to Clayton McAlpine and a keeper by Ryan Barrour, and he gets down to about the 8 or 9 yard line, about a 4-yard gain. And there is a Malden player down on the field. And that's number 2, Reginald Charles. It's a defensive back, running back. He's kind of rolling around there. Looks like looks like his knee. Again, it's a shame when these athletes get these injuries there. But football is a contact sport. It's a rough sport, and that's why these players train, and they train hard, and they warm up before these games to try to minimize injuries. And we're back. The referee whistles the ball in play, and Beverly will come out with a second and about 8. The ball is marked just over the 10-yard line. And they've got a receiver, I can't tell who that is, way wide to the, and there it is, he's got it. Beautiful play, just slant in from a deep left wide out position, and it's a score. I think that might have been Parsons or Moreland. That was Duncan Moreland, number 8. Well, okay, that was Pat Parsons. My producer, Robert Dokes, has got a better view up top. He's on top of the press box. I'm inside here. So Beverly goes up 26-0 with 4 minutes and 16 seconds left in the half. And Joey Loretti will come out and try to get the point after. And there's the snap, the set, and he kicks it, and it's good. And so Beverly Panthers are leading the Malden Golden Tornadoes 27-0 with 4 minutes and 16 seconds left to go in the half. Yeah, talk to that guy over there. He did that. The guy on the end there. And so Beverly, Joey Loretti will kick off, and it's a kind of a squibber, and it's taken on the run at the 15-yard line, and it's brought over the 33 by, looks like number 3, Omar Ayush. For Malden. So Malden will have the ball 1st and 10 on their own, looks like about 32, 33-yard line. So Malden hasn't been able to move the ball quite. I think they have one first down. I know if they got by virtue of a penalty on. So Malden comes out. 1st and 10 on their 33-yard line. And it's a pitch to the running back off to the right side, and he's stopped. He doesn't quite get back to the line of scrimmage, probably a loss of about a yard or 2 on that play. So it'll be second down and 11, 12. No, the referees are marking it about the line of scrimmage there. No, they gave him, I think they gave him a yard loss on that. So it'll be second down and 11. 3 minutes, 37, 36, 35 clock running here left in the first half. And so Malden spreads the field. They put 2 wideouts on the right, 2 wideouts on the left. And they're rushing the quarterback, and it's caught by the Malden player, and he gets upfield. He gets down to about the 48-yard line for a first down for Malden. So there's a spark for Malden. That was a nicely nicely executed play there on the part of Malden. So it's a 1st and 10 on their own 47-yard line with 3 minutes and 7.65 seconds left in the first half. It's been all Beverly so far, and looks like Malden has to come out gunning here because they need 4 touchdowns here. Oh, and it's a motion penalty here against Malden. The back started up. So the ref will mark off the penalty against Malden, so it'll be a 1st and 15. Shame when you get your get a first down like that, and then all of a sudden a 5-yard penalty. It's kind of hurt. So it's a 1st down and 15 for Beverly. The quarterback, Justin Nordalis, goes out on the field after consulting with his coaches. So 2 minutes and 25 seconds clock running. And they've got the field spread. They got number 5 in motion to the right. They give it to him, and he's stopped after about a yard or 2-yard gain. So they gain up to about the original line of scrimmage. So actually it'll be a 2nd and 15. So yeah, they got about to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 15 for Malden Tornadoes. It's actually quite a comfortable night here. It's a great night for football and for the fans. It's a little bit windy, but so there's a minute 38 and the clock running as the Malden Golden Tornadoes come out from their huddle and line up. Again, they've got 2 men out wide left, 2 men out wide right, the quarterback in the shotgun, and he throws the ball long, and it's intercepted by Beverly. And it's number 8, I think that's Duncan Moreland. And looks like there was a penalty there. And Duncan Moreland's going all the way. But there's a flag on the field. I don't know what that flag was for. Hard to tell. It might have been an illegal block. Well, hard to say what that penalty was for. But boy, Duncan Moreland does have good football moves. That was quite a run after he intercepted that ball. The ball was actually overthrown over the head of the intended receiver. And we'll see what the refs are going to tell us here. They are walking back here. There are 2 flags that are about between the 40 and 45-yard line of Beverly, and we'll see what the penalty is. It's looks like an illegal block against Beverly, but they do take possession of the ball. Oh, they're going to walk it off from that point. And 10-yard penalty. So Beverly will take it over 1st and 10 with a minute and 1 second left in the first half at their own 33-yard line. That penalty wipes out a beautiful interception and run back for a touchdown by Duncan Moreland. He just showed some great football moves on that play. So here we go. We got Pat Parsons out wide right and Moreland out left. And it's a long pass. And he catches it. Duncan Moreland down to about the 30-yard line of Malden. And Duncan Moreland is quite an athlete. So Beverly will take a timeout. And 52 seconds left in the half, and they have a first down at the 31, 32, where the ref's marking the ball. 32-yard line of, that time Ryan Barra just heaved the ball down that sideline, and Duncan Moreland out-jumped 2 defenders. He was surrounded by the defenders, but he came down with the ball, and that's something that he's getting to be noted for is bringing the ball down in traffic. And you saw how good a runner he is on that last interception that unfortunately was called back. But he's quite an athlete. And the best thing is he's a junior, so he will be back next year. So 52 seconds left in the first half. Beverly has the ball, 1st and 10 on the Malden 32-yard line. And they've got three men wide on the right side of the field. And there's another long throw to Moreland, and it bounces off his hands. I don't know if the defender got a hand in there, but the ball came bouncing out. So that's an incomplete pass. 43 seconds left in the half. So it's a 2nd and 10 on the 32-yard line of Malden. Again, they show three wide receivers out to the right, and it's a fake into the line, and it's a screen pass. Oh, and he drops the ball. That was a very well. He had 3 guys out in front of him. It looked like he could have gone all the way on that. There were no defenders. One defender out in front of the ball, but boy, I'll bet you he wants that one back. That was a very well-designed play, I might add. It had Malden full. They only had one guy back there, and 3 blockers and the Beverly offensive man. So now Beverly shows they've got Morency and Parsons out wide to the right, Moreland to the left, and he's got all the time in the world. And there's Pat Parsons. And he drops the ball. Oh, my goodness. Pat Parsons had the ball in his hand. And Pat Parsons is actually the smallest guy on the Beverly team. He's only 5'6". But he's a good athlete, and he stretched as far as he could for that ball, but just couldn't come down with it. So it's a 4th and 10 on the 32-yard line. And it looks like Beverly will probably try one more attempt to take it in. If they don't, then Malden will take over on downs. 24 seconds left in the half. Beverly leading 27-0. And there's the throw, and again it goes right through the hands of the receiver. The ball was a little high. I think if he would have led him, he could have ran right to the ball, and he had a clear line to the goal. But that pass was thrown a little bit in back and a little bit high by Ryan Barrer. So the Golden Tornadoes will take over on downs here on their own 32-yard line with 17 seconds left in the first half. Probably have time for 1, maybe 2 plays if it's a pass with an incompletion. But so Malden spreads the field. Maybe one desperation pass here. And no, it's a keeper. The quarterback keeps the ball, so they 10 seconds, clock. 6, 5, 4, and that'll be the end of the first half. And the first half is over, and here at MacDonald Stadium in Malden, the visiting Beverly Panthers are leading the Malden Golden Tornadoes by a score of 27-0. It's been all Beverly here in this game. They've intercepted. They've had a couple of interceptions on on Malden. They've shown a good running game. The quarterback has had some keepers, and we'll look for. We'll come back with more action in the second half here in just a moment. Thank you. And welcome back, Beverly High School football fans, to MacDonald Stadium here in Malden for the second half of this game between your Beverly Panthers and the Malden Golden Tornadoes. It was all Beverly in the first half, and they lead by a score of 27-0. And for BevCam, this is Walt Kosmowski. I'll be doing the play-by-play. My cameraman is Mark Lehman, and our expert producer, as usual, is Robert Dokes. And we'll be getting ready here for the second half kickoff momentarily. The Beverly Panthers will be receiving, since they kicked off to open up the game. And Beverly had 5 possessions. They scored on 4 of them, and they were driving. And they failed to convert a 4th down with about 17 seconds left in the half. But Beverly has looked quite good here, both the running and passing. Their defense has just been smothering Malden. They've had a couple of interceptions, and they're running inside, outside, doing options with the quarterback. And so here we are for the second half kickoff. It looks like, I can't tell, number 11. And looks like they tried an onside kickoff. And Beverly takes possession at their own 45-yard line. So Beverly have a 1st and 10 on their own 45-yard line here to start off the third quarter. So Beverly comes up to the ball. Quarterback is Ryan Baror. Usually has Morency and Duncan Moreland and Pat Parsons as wideouts. And that's Clayton McAlpine, and he gets a head of steam up, and he gets down to about the 30-yard line of the Golden Tornadoes. And let's see where the refs mark the ball. They're marking the ball at the 33-yard line. So Beverly will have a 1st and 10 here on their first possession of the second half. The third quarter just underway. And Beverly breaks the huddle, and they have one man wide out to the right. Looks to be Duncan Moreland, and under center, and he gives to number 20, and it looks he breaks off a nice 12 or 13-yard run, and that was Andrew Avila, I believe, number 20. Again, I have to apologize to you viewers. The lights are kind of right in my eyes, and it's hard to see these numbers, especially the Golden Tornado numbers. They're golden numbers on those jerseys, and they just reflect off. And because of the design of the numbers, sometimes I can't really see them. But anyway, that brings up another first down for Beverly at the 21-yard line of Malden. Have one man wide out to the right and 2 men behind the quarterback, and he fakes, and there's a throw wide open, and that was number 25, Foster Smallman, who has just come into the game, wide open. That was a well-conceived play there. So very quickly here, in just a minute and 6 seconds, Beverly puts another 6 points on the board, so they're leading 33-0. With the third quarter just barely underway. And Joey Loretti will will attempt the point after. There's a snap, the ball is set, and the kick, and it looks like it's good. So the score is 34-0, Beverly Panthers over the Malden Golden Tornadoes. And that touchdown only took 1 minute and 6 seconds off the clock, so Beverly will be kicking off now to the Golden Tornadoes. So Beverly has really dominated this game so far. The Golden Tornadoes are having a tough time getting untracked. So Joey Loretti will be kicking off for Beverly. And Malden has 2 men down between the 5, around the 5-yard line, and that kick is taken at about the 2-yard line, and he reaches about the 20, pushes over a big pile of players out over the 20-yard line to about the 22-23, where Malden will take over 1st and 10 for their first possession of the second half. So the quarterback, Justin Rotellis, brings his team out. They've got the wide men out to either side, 2 men in back of the quarterback, and it's a give to the first man through, and he's a big stack right up the middle. So that's about a 5 or 6 yard gain up to about the 29-yard line for Malden, and that'll make it a 2nd and about 5, maybe 4. Nine minutes, 11 seconds, the clock running here in the third quarter. And they give to the running back, and he's stopped for maybe a yard gain. So they mark the ball on the 31-yard line. He's got to get down. He's got to get to the 33. So it's a 3rd and 2 for Malden. The ball at the 31-yard line. And it's right up the middle, and it looks like they just pushed the whole line forward, and it looks like he did make enough for the first. Well, not. Okay, so they're moving the chains. They did pick up the first down, so it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Golden Tornadoes at their own 34-yard line. That time they just dove it right up the middle and pushed the Beverly line back to get that 1st down. So they've got and it's a pitch back to the 2nd man, the deep man, and he gets about 2 or 3 yards before he's pushed out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. So the refs mark the ball on the 33 37-yard line, so they gain about 3 yards, so it'll be a second down and 7 for the Golden Tornadoes. They've got to get up to their own 44 for a first down. So they give it to the first man through, and he maybe got a yard, maybe not. So they give him a yard on that play, so the ball's at the 39-yard line. So it's 3rd and about 5. They've got to get up to their own 44 for a first down. 6 minutes, 28 seconds, the clock running here in the third quarter. And it's a pitch to the deep back, and he's dropped for no gain. The time they tried to pitch out and sweep to the left side, but it didn't work. Beverly penetrated very well and smothered that pulse, smothered the runner. So it'll be 4th down and 5 on the 39-yard line, and this will force a punt by Malden. And Beverly has one man deep at about his own 30-yard line, and there's a punt. It's a high punt, not very deep, and it rolls dead on the 38-yard line of Beverly. So Beverly will take over with 5 minutes and 14, 13, 12 seconds left in the third quarter, and they'll take over on their own 38-yard line. And Coach Morency, Andrew Morency for Beverly, is starting to rotate in some of his secondary players. That was So it looks like Beverly, number 3 is Dan Morency. Looks like he's in at quarterback in place of Ryan Barrower. So Beverly's shown 2 men wide out left, 2 men wide out right, and it looks like there's a penalty. A fumble on the play. That was Dan Morency, who got knocked down, and there was a fumble, and Malden recovered. So Malden will take over good field position here on the 43-yard line of Beverly. 1st and 10. 4 minutes and 59 seconds left in the third quarter, and Beverly leading 34-0. The Panthers over the Golden Tornadoes. And it's a give to the back, and he gains about 3 yards down to about the 40-yard line of Beverly. So it'll be a 2nd down and 7 at the Beverly 40-yard line. And it's a pitch back to the deep back, and he's wrestled to the ground for about a loss of 3 yards on that play. back to the original line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Malden Golden Tornadoes. Play just didn't develop fast enough there, and Beverly was able to penetrate and fight off the blockers and bring the man down. So it's a 3rd and 10 for the Golden Tornadoes at the Beverly 43-yard line. Quarterback Justin Nortellis, not sure how to pronounce that, has been in the whole game. In the first half, it looked like he was on target passing. It looked like his receivers were running good routes, but they've stuck to the run here. No, there's a pass, and he's down at the 49-yard line of Beverly, and there's a sack, which will bring up a 4th down and about a 17 or so for the Golden Tornadoes. 4th down and 16, let's say. And so they'll be forced to punt. They've got Pat Parsons. Beverly's got Pat Parsons. Oh, it's a high snap. Beverly wasn't rushing on that. There's a high punt, but very, very short punt. So Beverly will take over, it looks about on their own 33-yard line, 1st and 10 with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. So let's see if Dan Morency, yeah, they've got Morency in at quarterback. And we got Jayshon Jones at deep back, and it's a pitch back to Jayshon Jones, and he gets about 2 yards. A lot of running there. Tried to sweep the right side, but got kind of clogged up, maybe a 2-yard gain. So it'll be a 2nd down and about 8 for Beverly at their own 35-yard line. So Coach Morency has put in his 2nd team here in the 3rd quarter. Dan Morency at quarterback. McAlpine is out of the game. He's in the shotgun. Nope, and there's what happened here? The motion penalty. No, it looks like a timeout. Timeout Beverly on the field. So there's 1 minute and 23 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Beverly Panthers leading the Golden Tornadoes of Malden by a score of 34-0. And Coach Morency of Beverly has put in his 2nd unit. So it's a 2nd down and 8. And it's a keeper by Morency, and there's a flag on the play. It might have been motion in the backfield on Beverly. It's thrown before much contact had. No, it's motion penalty on Beverly. So they'll repeat the 2nd down, but it'll be after a 5-yard penalty. So it'll be 2nd and about 12 for Beverly. That time. It was a keeper by the quarterback, and he gained about 10 yards on that for a 1st down, but the penalty brought it back. So Beverly comes up to the line of scrimmage. And they have And he's caught from behind on the shoestring tackle, and Dan Morency gets the first down at about the 45, 42-yard line of the Golden Tornadoes. So it's a 1st and 10 for Beverly at the 42-yard line. And it's a pitch back to Malumba. And he breaks that tackle, and he stays on his feet, and he looks like he may have gotten a first down to about the 30-yard line. And there is a flag on the play. Another flag on the play. Looks like it might be a holding from where it was thrown. Might be a holding on Beverly. We'll see what happens here. It's a block in the back by Beverly, so there'll be a penalty here. 10-yard penalty, so it'll be 1st and about 15, 16. For Beverly. Beverly hasn't had too many penalties here in this game, but now in the second half with the second unit in, they're not that used to being out on the field. They might be a little jittery, a little bit excited about being in the game. Oh, and there's a whistle, and that's the end of the third quarter. So here at MacDonald Field in Malden, Massachusetts, the Beverly Panthers lead the Malden Golden Tornadoes by a score of 35-0, and we'll be starting the fourth quarter here with Beverly with a 1st and about 16. So Beverly will start the fourth quarter with a 1st and about 16 on the 49-yard line of Malden. And as I said, Coach Morency has put in his second unit. And it looks like a keeper here with Dan Morency, and he's dancing around looking for an opening, and he gets about another flag here. There's flag after flag on so the second team players are just not used to being out here, and they may be a little jumpy, and it's like there's been a penalty almost on every down here. So this will be how many yards is this? 10. So wow, this will be a 1st and 20, 1st and 23, 1st and 24, something like that. So it's a 1st and 24. No. Yeah, 1st and 24 for Beverly from their own 44-yard line. It's a give to Malumba, and he's stopped for no gain, maybe a yard. So it's second down and about 26 for Beverly on their own 45-yard line. As I mentioned, the second unit for Beverly is on the field now. 9 minutes and 54 seconds left in the game. Clock is running. And Dan Morency in at quarterback now in place of Ryan Barrower. And it's a fake pitch, and he's following his blockers around the end, and just back to the line of scrimmage. So that play netted nothing. So it's a 3rd and 23 for Beverly at their own 45-yard line. So they've got to get down to the 32-yard line of Malden to keep this drive alive. Otherwise, they'll have to punt. It'll be the Beverly's first punt, actually, of the game. So and it's a give up the middle. Whoa, look at that big open hole, and sizable gain there, about a 19-yard gain. And
right up the middle. That's honestly, that's just muscle.
And 4th down and about 7 for Beverly. They'll probably go for this, given that the Malden offense really has been lackluster this whole game. 8 minutes and 5 seconds to clock running. And quarterback is in the, and it looks like he down to the 30, and he got it. Looks like he got a first down. And another flag. And that looked, my spotter, producer's telling me that looked like a late hit. Yeah, personal foul, late hit by Malden. So that'll tack on 15 more yards at the end of that play. So that'll bring the ball down to the 25. That'll bring it down to about the 11-yard line. 16. Personal foul against Malden. So that'll give Beverly 1st and 10 on about the 11-yard line, as far as I can make out. We'll see where they mark the ball. They're marking the ball on the 13-yard line. So Beverly can still make a first down here without scoring a touchdown. 7 minutes and 40 seconds left. In the game. Beverly leading 34-0. And it's a give up around the right end. And he's still moving, and he's down to about the 4-yard line. Did you see who that was, Robert? Oh, okay, that was Jay-Sean Jones. As I say, Beverly, with their starters out, they've got some good running back. Jay-Sean Jones, and they've got Foster Smallman, and it looks like there's a Malden player down on the field. It's not moving very much. So the ball is down around between the 6 and 7-yard line. It's about a 2nd down and 4. Beverly can still get a first down here down at around the 4-yard line. And the Malden player is getting up, and he's limping a little bit, but he's coming off under his own power there. So limping a little bit, but doesn't look to be too serious. So Beverly has a 2nd down and 4 on the Malden 7-yard line. And it's a give. to the back, and it looks like it's a touchdown. Might have been Jason Jones, who coming in off the bench has shown us some good running ability in all 3 games, actually. So Beverly is up 40-0 here with 6 minutes 34 seconds left in the game, and Joey Loretti, the kicker, will try for the point after touchdown. So Dan Morency will be holding Joey Loretti, and it's good. So 41-0. That time it didn't even look like Malden was even attempting to block the PAT. They just kind of stood there. A loss like this has got to be pretty devastating for a team. I think Malden has maybe mustered 2 first downs, maybe 3 the whole game. So Beverly will be kicking off again, leading 41-0 against the Malden Golden Tornadoes. And I'd like to let our viewers know that next week's game is against Marblehead, powerhouse Marblehead, unbeaten so far this year. And it will be live on channel 22, and we'll be streaming it also on YouTube and that's Saturday at 1 p.m. And is that a Herd Stadium? So that game will be at Herd Stadium in Beverly. So Joey Loretti tees the ball up, and he kicks it, and it's a kind of a knuckleballer down end. And it looks like it might be a fumble by the Malden. The Malden player just couldn't quite. He started running before he really had the ball. And it's down on the 20, looks like right at about the 20-yard line. 18, let's see where the rough is. Okay, so the ball is at the 18-yard line. 6 minutes and 26 seconds left in the game. Beverly Panthers leading the Golden Tornadoes 41-0 here at MacDonald Field. So this is a much needed win for Beverly, who suffered a couple of heartbreaking losses their first 2 games. They were, well, now what's happening here? Okay, there must be a timeout on the field. There's a timeout on the field. Gloucester will take over at their own, Malden will take over. Ball will be placed somewhere between the 19 and 20-yard line. And so far, with 6 minutes and 26 seconds left in the game, the game has been completely dominated by Beverly. So Malden comes back out onto the field. Let's see if they can get some kind of an offense going here. Score a touchdown, save a little bit of self-respect. So they have a wide man out to the left. Quarterback is in the shotgun position, and it's and the ball is way underthrown. There was a lot of pressure on the quarterback there. He didn't have much time or room really to throw that ball, and the ball was not on target and incomplete. So it'll be 2nd down and 10, 6 minutes and 14 seconds. The clock is stopped on that incompletion. So Malden has 2 wideouts, 2 men in the eye behind the quarterback, and it's a pitch to the deep man, and he's trying to make it around the left end. He breaks one tackle and another one, and he's out to about the 35-yard line for a nifty bit of running. I think that's the best gain that that Malden has made all game. So it's a 1st down on about the 30. That time they pitched the ball back to the deep man, and he was able to get around the left end and get some yardage. So the ball came out to the 35-yard line from the 20. So it was about a 15-yard gain on that play. So it'll be a 1st down and 10 at the 35 for Malden. 5 minutes, 36 seconds. The clock is running. And it's a give to the 2nd man again, and he breaks one tackle, breaks another, and about a 6-yard gain on that play from about the 35 to about the 39-yard line of Beverly, maybe 38. Let's see where they mark the ball. They're marking it at the 37-yard line. They've got to get it's a 3rd and 2. I'm sorry, 2nd and 2. For Malden at their own 37-yard line. They've got to get 2 yards here for a 1st down to keep this drive alive. 4 minutes, 42 seconds left in the game. And it's a quarterback keeper and just right up the middle, and he pushes the Beverly line back, so that's about a 5-yard gain on that play. And so it'll be a 1st and 10 for Malden at their own 49-yard line. Late in the game, 4 minutes and 5 seconds, and the clock is running. So Malden comes out. They've got 2 men wide out to the right, and they've been sticking to the run, and they give it to the 2nd man, the deep man, and he gets a little bit of momentum, and he's very close to the 1st down marker at about the 41-yard line. We'll see what happens. But I'd like to remind our viewers that next week will be the game against Marblehead, 1 p.m. at Herd Stadium, and that will be broadcast live on Channel 22, and also we'll be streaming that on YouTube on our website. So it's a 2nd down and 1 for Malden at the Beverly 42-yard line. They've got to get somewhere between the 40 and 41-yard line for a 1st down. And again, it's a pitch to that deep back, and he's trying to make it around the right end. And so finally, Malden figures out how to get some yardage here and it looks like there's a flag on the play. Personal foul, I'm being told by my spotter. Thank you, Robert. So just when Marblehead I'm sorry, I keep saying Marblehead, that's the game next Saturday, folks, Marblehead. But just when Malden gets a little bit of head of steam going, they get called back. But in this quarter here, in this last drive, you've seen them pitch it to the deep back in the eye, and he seems to be gaining yardage, able to get out to the edge, get out to the and around the. Now what is this? A first down? And I don't understand this. Why is it a first down? Well. Well, why isn't it a first down in 20 then? Yeah. So first down and 10 from the Beverly 44-yard line, and a little bit of confusion here on the part of Malden as to how they're setting up. And it's and the quarterback look like he's looking deep, and the ball is, and it's right through the hands. He had beaten the Beverly defenders. It was right through the hands of the receiver. He kind of stopped running there and jumped for the ball. If he would have kept running, he would have caught that on the run and gone in for a touchdown. Should have been a little bit of a redemption for the Golden Tornadoes. So it's for that, on that incompletion, it brings up a 2nd and 10, and clock is stopped with 1:54 left in the game. So this one is all but in the record books. So it's a 2nd and 10 for Malden on that incomplete pass, 1:54. Oh, and he's lining up he comes back. And he's, nope, and there's a sack for Beverly at the 45-yard line. It's sacked for about a 10-yard loss. The clock is running, 1:39:38. So it's a 2nd down and 20, 3rd down and 20 for Malden. 1.5 29:28 left in the game. Malden doesn't seem to be in a hurry to run off this play. 1:19. So Beverly's pitched a shutout here in enemy territory. I think they've got time here with 3rd down, 2 long, at least 1 long Hail Mary here. .52 seconds, and the quarterback tries to run, and he's wrapped up at his own 40-yard line for another 5-yard loss, and it'll be a 4th down and 25. 4th and 25, 32 seconds. The clock is running. That might have been the last play of the game, although I'm not sure how much time they have to put the ball in play to punt. Take the penalty. Take the penalty for delay of game. 11, 10, 9. See if they 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's the game, folks. Yeah. So that's the end of the game, and so the final score here from MacDonald Field in Malden, Massachusetts, is the Beverly Panthers 41, the Malden Golden Tornadoes 0. And as our viewers can see, it was all Beverly on both offense and defense. They intercepted 3 times. One of the interceptions for a touchdown was called back. And Malden just couldn't get on track. They finally got a couple of first downs here in the 4th quarter by running the ball, pitching it back to the deep back in the I position. But throughout the whole game, they just were not able to get on track. The Beverly defense was all over them. And this was a much-needed win for Beverly. The fact that they could bring in their second team that has to feel good for them, and they'll be going up against a very tough Marblehead team next week from Hurt Stadium. That is a 1 p.m. kickoff. We'll be broadcasting that on Channel 22 live, and we'll also be streaming that on YouTube. So again, the final score here: 41-0, Beverly Panthers over the Malden Golden Tornadoes, and we saw some good ball handling, good Duncan Moreland, Ryan Barrow, some of the other running backs, and Pat Parsons looked very good as well. So they're up now, so I think they're carrying a little bit of momentum and a little bit of excitement into the game next week against Marblehead. So for BevCam, this is your play-by-play announcer, Walt Kosmowski. My cameraman is Mark Lehman, and our producer, as always, Robert Dokes. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.